and I don't really have a script or, anything like that. But I don't know. I just want to sit here and kind of talk for a bit. So, this winter was tough. I think I'm going to accelerate the release of this video. So, you'll likely see this sometime in April or something like that. But this last winter, like these last 5 or 6 months, winter 2022, 2023, it felt like it was never going to end. And it felt like the toughest winter that I've ever gone through in my life. And I don't know why. Actually, I kind of know why, because like I sat down and I thought about why, and I think it's due to some of the things that happened. So, first of all, back in November, we unfortunately had to put my cat Chester to sleep. I made a whole video talking about the benefits of having a pet, and it's not as polished as videos now. You could watch it. I think it's on one of these sides. I'm pretty sure it's on this side. It might be this side. I don't know, but you can watch it. And I basically showed my cat Chester, and I basically told the benefits, or I showed the benefits of having a pet. And like I said, it's not really a polished video like videos are now, but I do think that there's still value in it. So, if you want to watch it, you can watch it. But he was on a decline, right? Because, he was slower. He wasn't eating as much, and, he was just getting old. And he was my childhood cat. So I guess it made it hurt a little bit more. And, if you have pets, or, you've had a pet pass away or whatever it is, then you definitely know how it feels. So, we got him when I was like 9. So he was approaching 20. Like he was like 17 or 18. And, if you look at the average cat lifespan, it's like 12 to 20 years old. So, unfortunately, it was just his time. To add another layer onto that, my uncle unfortunately passed away back in February. He was almost fully paralyzed because he had a stroke back in 2022, I believe. And that was actually his third stroke that he had. And, I know that this is the one that really affected him a lot. And he actually came here to see my mom back in 2018. In that summer. So summer of 2018, he came up here to see my mom. And then obviously, she passed away in November. So, that was the only time that he got to see her. Obviously he saw her when they were kids, but then she immigrated here to Canada. And I met him one time, when that was when he came here, and, that was it. I'm not sure what the full story is, but like I said, he had a stroke last year and he unfortunately passed away this year. So, the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023 haven't been the best of times when it comes to, life and death. Now onto some health things that, I want to talk about. So one day, just randomly, I was at my girl's house and, we decided to check my blood pressure, and it was extremely high. It was like 160 over 110, or, something like that, which is extremely high. And for some context, normal blood pressure is 120 over 80. So, that was pretty alarming. I remember going to the doctor back in 2021, and he did say that my blood pressure was a bit on the high side, and, we would have to monitor it and stuff like that. He also did mention that I had to watch my salt intake. But, after taking that reading and, seeing it kind of got my mind going in terms of like, maybe I do have high blood pressure. Like I started putting 2 and 2 together, because I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but my mom had high blood pressure, and I'm pretty sure my dad did also. I'm not 100% sure if that means I'm going to get it, or maybe it skips a generation, or how it works. I don't know. But then my uncle had a stroke, which also might have to do with hypertension. And you can quickly see how the gears started turning when it comes to all this, blood pressure stuff. So I made an appointment with my doctor just to err on the side of caution, and he sent me for something called an echocardiogram. And essentially what it is, without getting into the weeds, is an ultrasound for your heart. So I went for it, and they took pictures, of your heart, and it was just to make sure everything was okay, and to make sure you don't have an enlarged heart or something like that, and then you're essentially good to go. You're in and out of there within an hour, and the results get sent to your family doctor. I should also say that my girl and I do blood work every 2 years just to make sure everything is good. And he said that my blood work was all good. So now I'm going for a renal scan, which is a kidney scan, just to make sure everything is okay in that area, because apparently it's like related with like your kidney arteries and all this kind of stuff. So everything right now is just to make sure that everything is normal. So, that's what's been going on behind the scenes for the past little while. I'm going to be doing my best to eat better, especially minimizing my salt intake and, eating more greens and other stuff like that. Because to be completely honest, my diet isn't the best. I'm not saying that I'm eating pizza every day, but it's not where it should be. I hold my videos to such a high standard, and I'm now figuring that maybe I should do the same with my diet. I guess if there's one thing that you take away from this video, let it be that even though you might feel fine, it's never a bad thing to check up with your doctor regarding your health. If I didn't check my blood pressure on that random day at my girl's house, then, who knows where I would be right now. And that was just out of the blue. The last time I checked my blood pressure was years ago, and now all of a sudden it's elevated. But, in the end, I'm glad that it was brought to my attention, because now I can take the necessary steps to deal with it. So, I would say even if you feel good right now, I'm not saying that that means something is wrong, because I felt perfectly fine and I still do, but it's never a bad thing to, make sure that everything is okay. So does this mean it's the end of the videos on the channel? Well, no, but I think I might take a step back for a bit and see where it takes me. I'm definitely going to take the necessary steps to try to minimize stress and, eat better, and I'll see what happens. But, for now, there are still videos that are scheduled that you'll see in the coming weeks. And, that's basically it. So I've just been trying to take it easy. Just trying to, figure out my plan of action right now. And, I guess we'll see where it takes us. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. And thanks for understanding my situation.